What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I haven't done one of these videos in a while answering your comments. I know I'm about 10 days behind, and I'm about to go at least start traveling this weekend, which is going to throw a wrench into everything. But I promise I am going to keep up with this and get to everybody's questions. I just appreciate your patience, and even more so appreciate the fact that you guys are leaving comments, a ton of them, actually. So even in this slow time for Splinterlands, there's still a lot to discuss. There hasn't been a lot coming out from the team. They've been really quiet lately, but hopefully we'll see what they have. Obviously, there's no town hall, but we'll see what they have cooking for the 11th release, as that is the next thing on the calendar. But let me go ahead and dive in. Like I said, I appreciate you guys leaving the comments. We're going to work through as many as we can here. This video is not going to be very long, but we'll at least knock out some of them. So starting strong with Scott Thompson. Giant middle finger from the team to all actual wild players. This was on my video talking about how the wild permit will still be effective even if the bots remain. Let me go ahead and heart that. All right, so Happy Life says, bot farms will find ways to manipulate the pass. Why not just require bot users to own and stake SPS before they can bot their accounts? Imagine 10K bots of a single person requires him to own at least 10,000 SPS per account. And then that 100 million staked SPS. I mean, I'm all for giving more utility to SPS. This is almost like an indirect way of giving utility because it's going to vouchers and DEC. So I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. And I actually agree with you that it's not even that. I think manipulate is too strong of a word and it has too many preconceived connotations. But there's going to be bots that will still be profitable and still be, still have extraction value. It's just like before where they would rent the cheapest cards, for example, right? Well, now, they're going to be required to add some value to the ecosystem. And I think that they're going to do the bare minimum in order to do so. But at least that's going to start burning some of these tokens regularly. Like I said earlier, DEC and vouchers. Now, how much that ends up being, obviously it depends on how many bots end up, or I shouldn't even say bots, but just accounts end up participating. But if this is something that can get live this month in June, that would be awesome. So we can start to see what the numbers look like. And if people decide to leave, bots decide to shut off, then at least we'll have a baseline for it. Because there's a lot of sentiment that players are leaving. And the numbers are showing it, but at the same time, we've seen some of the numbers start to go up again as well. And I'll talk about that in a separate video probably later. Okay, so let's move up to Mark Truler says, my bots, soulbound plus 2 to 3 DEC rent, are earning currently around 3 cents per day in that account. That's 45 cents per season. The season pass is 2,000 DEC per season. And the staking requirements will double. I think the number of bot accounts will shrink 80-90%, if not more. Can't wait to see it happen. All right, so it looks like you are. I mean, this was a low margin, as Christopher says here, to begin with. But I wonder. I mean, I can't imagine you're running a farm. It sounds like you have one bot account. But even if you were running a bot account as a farm, that margin disappears completely, right? It was already razor thin, but it disappears completely, and it will either require probably more rentals of SPS, and then obviously more DEC for the season pass. All right, so Pompey says, don't confuse the energy cap with energy drop rate. The drop rate is 1 energy per hour. The energy cap is the point where you start wasting energy. Bots don't waste energy, so they don't care what the energy cap is. All right, I remember we were talking about this a while back. I'm sorry, I forgot. The drop rate is 1 energy per hour. The energy cap is the point where you start wasting energy. Bots don't waste energy, so they don't care what the energy cap is. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. Again, all of those still apply whether you're a bot or a human, but I understand what you're saying, that bots will continue to play even when we can't. So I think that's what you're trying to get at, and I guess I wouldn't disagree. All right, so Baby Nerve says, the bot talk, ever since they drained the game, is tiring. They said it before. They're okay with bots playing. A few real players earn some. Whales and bot farmers get their hefty share, and average players will just lose interest playing. Let's be honest and realistic. Bots will stay and extract value in the game until most will just be fed up and leave. Sadly, I don't have the same excitement playing. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to engage in the bot talk. You can just play. And I know the game has changed dramatically, but hopefully the changes will be coming to an end soon. I shouldn't say that. the major changes, right? The ranked overhaul, the reward overhaul, the tech monetization, all the stuff that they're trying to add to the game, right? One-click set rentals, NPE, all that stuff will hopefully be coming to an end in the next couple of months. I really don't know the time frame, but and then after that, it's just going to be value add from the team trying to expand land or add new game modes, or who knows what it'll be and when we get there. All right, so Logan Gaming says, I don't get why not just ban bots. Splinterlands is the only play-to-earn game I know that encourages bots, which wrecked the game. Now a team member running bots is found to be extracting rewards on a massive level. How do we attract new human players with bots raking in rewards? Well, see, here's the thing. There's actually still a lot of human players that are enjoying the game and making a good amount. Is their investment high? Yes. But they're also playing at the highest levels of the game and earning like 40 SPS per win, which a lot of people here, even though SPS is trading at a penny, a lot of people value it higher. And whether that's right or wrong is irrelevant, right? There are people that value it higher, thinking that we're going to go to 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 cents, whatever it is. And therefore they're not planning to sell. And so if you were to get more players, human players, right, that could buy into that. And I don't think that that's a very large number, right? I think that's a very small demographic, but it's important to find that demographic, reach that demographic, and then find the subset of that demographic that has the capital to play the game. I mean, those are massive moves, right? And when I say it's like small, I mean like this is a niche game, right? It's a niche within a niche because trading card games are already niche as it is. And then you have crypto Web3 layer on top of that. But if you're able to find the folks that are like, the Mondroids, the Brave Tofus, right? All the Vet V, like all the people who are at the top, and Vet doesn't even play, right? He scholars his account out, but he plays, he buys a ton of energy. He's active on Discord. Like if you're able to find folks like that, those are the players that you want to attract in. And those are like, they say like the cost of acquisition or whatever, like that's somebody that's going to come in and start spending thousands of dollars. And I know it seems outrageous at this point, like who would ever come in and do that? But I think you'd be surprised. And I think you'd be surprised at how few people would need to come in to really change things. And I think that's the direction that the team is going, is they want to find those folks, right? They really want to get the game into a better position and then find those folks who are willing to come in and spend thousands of dollars. And am I saying it's going to be easy? No. Am I saying it's guaranteed? Absolutely not. But it is possible. And those people do exist out there. And this is a game that has, entertainment value. You can see that from the people who play it every day for the love of the game, right? So yes, I mean, it's possible, but to get back to your point, why not just ban bots? I mean, Matt wanted to go for that decentralized approach. I think if none of these things end up working, that will probably end up being revisited. So we'll see if this cannot, spark the flywheel and it cannot, really get the economy chugging. Because, again, this to me is not about banning bots. This to me is about if bots are going to play, if people are going to extract value, well, then they're going to have to pay something into the ecosystem, right? And even if they are extracting value, the idea is they're going to have to pay into the ecosystem. They're going to have to burn DEC, which in turn will burn SPS. And over time, SPS is finite. So we will get to a point where, SPS will start to be very deflationary, and buying it to burn for DEC will become an interesting prospect in many ways, right? Because it's like, well, if we start buying more SPS, or if the bots start buying more SPS, SPS goes up, right? We start burning less of it, but the rewards actually get higher. So there's this weird positive feedback loop. And I'm not saying it's going to go straight up, but it is going to be an interesting, thing as the game grows and develops, and hopefully continues to at least be something here for the players that are here and attract more players. All right, Scott Thompson says, not 2,000 DEC per month, it's per season. Yeah, sorry if I made a mistake on that. Also, since DEC isn't a reward, you need to sell burn cards or sell SPS for less than it's worth. It's a horrible plan. Well, I don't know about sell less SPS for less than it's worth. I mean, it's worth whatever the market dictates, right? So if it's trading for a penny, then that's what it is. If you're talking about burning SPS for less than it's worth, then yeah, you're right. Because if you were to burn SPS with DEC being below peg, that's an issue. And for players who are not familiar with Hive Engine, that's going to be something that becomes difficult. But, if you are, I'm actually curious. I'm not trying to fish for like comments here, but if you're like newer to the game, or even if you've been in the game for a while, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to shame anyone, and you still don't know how to operate Hive Engine and go in and trade, I'd be happy to like make a video for that. It doesn't seem necessary, but at the same time, I've just been here for so long that some of this stuff is just second nature. But if that would be helpful to someone, let me know. I'd be curious to see where the community is at on this, because again, is it better for you to burn SPS for the economy? Yeah, but then that sucks for you. And I think it's more important to keep you happy in the game rather than, taking a hit for the team. I don't think you need to do that at this point. All right, so Lapsus says the energy cap argument likely refers to buying reward boxes and getting loads of energy from them. If human gets 500 energy, the energy regeneration stops for days because of the cap of 50, meaning that human needs to play, which would take days. Bot could be under the cap and start generating more within hours. If there was no cap, but simply you would still get 1 energy per hour, humans would not be losing in this. The problem on the other side would be that it would mean renting would be insanely profitable for bots. They could wait for energy to climb, for example, to 1,000 and rent a full deck. Okay. I get it now. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you, Lapsus, for explaining that. Thanks, Pop, for the thought experiment. Mitch says the whole point for switching from collection power to staked SPS was to make bots have skin in the game. If bots have staked SPS, they should be able to play. If we lose the rest of the bots, that is how you get sub 1 cent SPS. Yeah, but maybe we just need that reckoning to come. I don't know, man. I don't know what the right thing to do is. All I know is that I'm willing to try this because it will be a confirmed burn, right? And at least with this confirmed burn, we're going to be, it's not burning SPS, but it's burning DEC, which in turn should, burn SPS indirectly. And there's a finite amount of SPS. Obviously, you can make the argument that there's a finite amount of SPS for regardless, right? But what you're seeing here is that there's too much out there for the ecosystem now. So the bots are just able to rent and rent for cheap. And so by adding this on top of that, you get to a point where, sure, this may not have an impact for years, who knows, right? But at some point, we will burn through enough DEC that we start burning SPS. And once we do burn through enough SPS, we will get to a point where there's not enough SPS out there. And that becomes an interesting position if the value of SPS starts to go up from there, just due to simple demand. All right, so Scott says, you say that rewards in wild will get wild. That's great for bot farms who'll be able to keep up. Who'll be able to keep on taking out of the system. As someone that's played for 4+ years, this is a kick in the teeth. I don't bot, and now my collection is essentially worthless. It's people like me that'll get squeezed out while the team run bot farms. You'll be able to play. You'll be able to pick up my cards cheap and keep on botting. The proposal will only hurt actual players. Bot farms will carry on and pay the fees with their improved. Okay. But since it seems there are members of the team that are running, I don't suppose they care. It's not really a card collection game anymore. Okay. It's been a fun ride. First card I ever bought going up for sale. Oh, goodbye, Furious Chicken. Oh, man, I'm sorry to see you go. I'd be curious to know, though, like, I mean, it's interesting because you've been in the game for 4 years, and I understand the frustration with the changes, but at the same time, I don't want to make any assumptions about what your financial situation is, but like the $2 per season, $4 per month, to me is trivial for the amount that I'm earning from the game based on the assets that I've accumulated over the past, I haven't even been here 4+ years. I've been here for almost 3 years, not even 3 years. So I'm just curious what that looks like for you. But I don't know. I just have to imagine if you were here a year, more than a year before me, you got to have, you've got to have collected more SPS or something that would be getting you the vouchers that you need, right? Again, I go back to this, right? Because this comes back to the whole of what Matt was saying a while ago, that like vouchers shouldn't have value in a sense, right? They're given to you for free and they should be used as part of this. And now I don't know how much SPS, I think it's like 100,000 SPS that you need in order to make enough vouchers or to receive enough vouchers from staking that would cover your wild fee. But again, like I don't want to assume your situation, man. But if you really are leaving and you're selling all your stuff, I genuinely wish you the best. I wish personally, right? Not for anything else, but personally that you'd stay just to see how it played out. And maybe you will, but we'll see. So Coldas says SPS is the only financial reward for playing SPL at the moment. So it makes sense for you to see some SPS being burned because although we are earning SPS, it is not usable to buy anything in the game. Yeah, but the rate at which it's being burned is like, I mean, it just makes no sense for it to be burned with the EC below peg, but that's just me. All right, so Power says, sold my land at a loss, but would rather take the funds back than none. Now buying an FPV drone, and we'll have more fun with that than land it ever gave me. Also hate to say it, as I'm still dipping my toe in Splinterlands pool, but I can see another round of layoffs coming up. Ooh, that would be rough. I mean, I don't even know who's on the team still, but I can't imagine I imagine it's already pretty lean. As well, drones, I bought another 10K. Oh, so you still bought another 10K SPS. You're funny. All right, so Mr. Z says, team member leeching from the game is not a big deal. Crazy after the community has been trying to stop the bots ruining the game for a while now. With many crypto projects, it's nearly always the team that will make money. It's a good game, but anyone looking to invest in game assets might as well light their money on fire. Opportunity no longer there. I and probably many more are waiting for the game for the right time to dump and be done. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. I think that there's going to be a lot of sell pressure on SPS. That's why anybody thinking that we're just going to go straight to the moon, I think is going to be difficult because I'm imagining how many people have accumulated assets and whatever your buy price for SPS was, if you've just been staking and continuing to restake and compound, that buy price has got to come down. And then you're going to have a lot of folks like Mr. Z and many others who are dissatisfied, disgruntled, looking to exit, but too afraid to or not wanting to exit, we'll say, with a loss. So they're going to find a way to break even, and they'll sell on the way up. But I maintain this, and I'm not talking about Mr. Z specifically. I maintain that the moment things start moving up, people get greedy, right? People get greedy, and it's just like we move to 3 cents, people are like, oh, 5 is next, right? Or we move to 10 cents, people will be like, oh, this is going all the way. This is going to 20 cents. This is going to $1. So it's just psychology. It's just human nature. And I think, I'm not saying that we will do that. I'm just saying that a lot of people say that they'll sell. And unless you have a game plan ahead of time and you have the discipline, it's not going to happen. You're going to get caught up in the hype and FOMO, especially if Bitcoin is like 100K and hitting new all-time highs, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about games, and all of a sudden Prime pops off and Gala pops off. You're going to be sitting here, and even though you told yourself you were going to sell at 5 cents, you're going to be like, yeah, but I'd make 20% more if I sold at 6 cents, right? So I don't know. It's just human nature. Wibble says, this got me wanting another tinfoil hat trick. Yeah, we need to do that again. SPS is burnt when we claim on land. No, don't think it counts for all the SPS burnt. Oh, you know what? That's a good thought. I don't know if that's even being tracked. Because, yeah, there should be SPS being burned just from the taxes. Also, not sure what happens to any SPS if your plots reach max capacity. Oh, shoot. Thank you for the reminder. I need to go check my plots. I was doing really good with that, and then I forgot this week. So, all right. So, Mad G says, awesome. No abilities. The normal edition with Divine Shield. The rare edition. And minting, there's a chance to get the rare one. Yeah, it'd be cool. Oh, that's for my consumable card. Robert says, I'm getting a lot of wins with Lorcus. You just have to be careful not to push too many of your monsters above 4 attack because lots of people use force field. Gotcha. Okay. Good to see. Wildcard. Billy J says wild cards are not just diminishing returns anymore. Now you actually need to pay in order to still earn with them. Well, you could put them on land. They do have value on land, specifically cards that are in wild right now, meaning anything before Chaos Legion. So Most Dirty says, why not allow people to bot in Modern again at a cost? I have invested in Rebellion and would happily provide liquidity. Let's say the player registers the bot. Once registered, they sacrifice the ability to play in Modern. I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know. But you know what? That is an interesting thought. I think you'll still get people against it. The whole thing, again, there's 2 different elements to this, right? There's bot farms, and then there's botting. Actually, there's a third element, which is the battle helper, and that's another thing. I don't think you'd get people to buy in because right now Modern, I don't want to say is thriving, but at least the people who are in it, enjoy the human versus human element as much as you can enjoy that, right? And the moment you bring in botting, even if it's not bot farms, but like a registered bot with an approved company like a Archmage or Xbot, you're gonna get a lot of people being like, yeah, these bots just start winning and taking leaderboard spots. And so it's an interesting thought. I don't think you'd be able to get something like that to pass the sniff test with a lot of folks, though. All right, so Pomp says, this just seems like another not well thought out fixed solution, like Soulbound cards and Gladius cards in rank. Matt doesn't want to use CP because it's too much work to calculate, but it's calculated anyway in order to play tournaments. Something doesn't add up. You know what? You're right. That is a good point. See, we're still using CP, which is weird to me. I genuinely think that CP thing should be taken out of tournaments. I don't know why it's still there. But that's a separate conversation. Phoenix says, I really like the idea you alluded to about being able to play and not earn if you don't have the permit. Yeah, I like that idea too. Thanks. Example, you can always play in Wild League, but to earn in Wild League, you need a permit. It's actually a very simple thing to change in the code. Adding a permit would be a bigger job. Just do a check for a permit just before you do the reward calculation. Skip it if they don't permit. Still not a fan that this has only become a thing because they're looking for ways to minimize the impact of bot farms. But the more I stew on it, the more it seems to be a good move. Yeah, again, I think the bot farms is the secondary impact of this. It really is the extraction, which tends to be bot farms, but this is going to be something that will haunt the game forever, right? If it's not addressed now. So I'd rather rip off the Band-Aid and try to go for it now. And I think it's what the team is trying to do. International Travel Channel and Snowballs both tag teaming. Another one, DJ Collie comment. Okay, how are we doing on time? Let's see here. I didn't want to go for too long. Oh, we're already over 20 minutes. Okay, let me just finish this one. We didn't even get past 10 days. You guys are awesome, leaving a ton of comments. All right, so we'll just end with this one for Pomp. Vouchers will be burnt before DEC gets burnt. This is one of the reasons why I voted against the proposal. Another reason is the seasonal aspect of it. Bots will always will play always. Humans have other stuff to do. The cost should be X DEC per battle. A player then decides when and how many games he wants to play. In this case, a seasonal cap might be needed because a bot could buy 1 million battles and burn through it quick. The fact that we have energy per DEC, I think lends a lot of credence to that. I guess it's energy for vouchers. I didn't even out glint. I'm not opposed to that idea. Because it's weird since it's not like an all you can eat, right? It's just like, 2,000 DEC and then you get exactly 24 battles per day, right? Whereas your approach would be much more economical. And that would be interesting though. Well, actually we already have a way to purchase more energy, so I don't know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I know there's still a lot to catch up on, but I'm going to try and do as many of these over the next couple of days as I can. Like I said, I'll be traveling, so I appreciate the patience, guys. But let me close with this because obviously I'm going to try and continue the content, and I think we even have the Soul Keep thing tomorrow. So it's summer. I think I've said this before. Like, it's summer. I think summer is going to be a fun time, but I don't even know what's going to happen. I genuinely think, and this is not financial advice, things probably won't heat up, like really, really heat up until Q4 of this year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope summer's super fun, right? But it's like, I don't know, if you're frustrated with the game, if you're whatever, like, take some time off. Right? I'm going to go and be visiting family for a couple weeks in Chicago, and I'm looking forward to that. And I will still be paying attention to what's going on here and making content. But at the same time, I don't want to stop making content because I actually enjoy it, right? So it's not like, I'm burned out, I need to take a break. It's just not going to be the primary focus. And I think summer's a perfect time to take a break from that. I think the team is still going to be delivering cool stuff, but obviously with no town halls, town halls only once a month. We'll have to see if they do one major release per month or however that ends up working. But because we haven't even heard anything for the 11th, which is supposed to be a release now. So I don't even know. But, take a step back, guys. Focus on life. Focus on other projects. Focus on other games. Focus on Bitcoin. You should probably learn a lot more about Bitcoin because all these games are just shitcoins anyway. But they're fun, right? They're fun. So I'm just giving you a hard time. But have an amazing rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.